Good morning.
Good morning.
Today is the 18th day of June. The board is in session. Commissioner Daly and myself are present. Currently, Commissioner Davidson is absent. Time is 9 o'clock. We're in session to conduct our open business meeting. I'd like to identify everybody for the record, so go ahead.
Bob Carney, Operations. Brad Smith, Assessment's Office.
Bob Batista, Expo, Idaho.
Robin Swaney, Procurement.
Kyle Hanson, Juvenile Probation.
Dina Chase, Juvenile Probation.
Allison Tate, Juvenile Services Director.
John Youngkin, Juvenile Probation.
Richard Beck, Development Services.
Bob Perkins, Ada County Procurement.
Elizabeth Duncan, Communications.
Two IT guys.
Keith reporting with the clerk's office.
Beth Mon, Treasurer.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Clerk, is there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah, we changes to the daily and some changes to the OBM.
okay. All right, we need to make a motion to change the daily and the OBM.
So I move to amend the agenda to add items 6, 1A, and B, to cancel from today's agenda the 1 o'clock budget deliberations, and they will begin on Thursday at Thursday morning
Third morning, 9 o'clock.
at 9 o'clock, for those that are listening and want to participate.
Okay, is there any other changes to the agenda?
No, sir.
Oh, we're canceling the 1 PM meeting.
Correct. 1 p.m. today, meeting, beginning of budget deliberations.
Okay. All right, I'll second the motion. All those in favor of that signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, we have an employee recognition. Next, John Youngkin. Started his career at Ada County Juvenile Services on June 1st, 2004. John has had various caseload assignments during his 20 years in probation. John has worked cases in court investigations, problematic sexual behaviors, diversion, and currently field supervision in the West Ada office. John is a juvenile probation officer too and is post-certified. John is certified in appropriate use of force and OC spray. That's a good certification. John has been trained in EPICS, motivational interviewing, solution-focused, as well as graduated responses, and he's attended numerous trainings over the year to further his knowledge of working with at-risk youth. John facilitates law-related education classes in the West Ada School District, providing information to youth not in the juvenile justice system. John has said his favorite thing about working as a JPO is working with youth and families. John enjoys backpacking, running, watching Padre baseball, camping, tennis, and his newfound love for pickleball. John has been married to his wife Quincy for over 25 years, and they have 2 boys, aged 20 and 18. Congratulations on your 20 years of service, John. Anybody from the office wish to say, add some
Absolutely.
comments?
Thank you,
Allison?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner. Such a pleasure to get to come down here to see all of you, but also to recognize our very long-standing and excellent employees. You know, I look at someone like John and am just so thankful that he stayed all these years, because there have been so many changes in the science of juvenile justice, certainly in the department, many directors, and he's hung in there with me, which I appreciate. But this is also what he looks like. You see him walking down the hallway at the Denton Courthouse with a smile on his face, welcoming to kids and families, often with a smile on his face, welcoming kids and families, you know, that he's helping them through the system and furthering best outcomes for them. So we appreciate him.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Anybody else wish to say anything? Okay, thank you. Come up there, we'll give you your 20-year service award.
Dealing with young people, that's an exceptional record.
Great smile.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, yeah, let's
Where you want?
Well, it's not where I want you, it's where,
They say they're
Right there. I was sitting right
I hear
there.
back.
About three feet back, there we go, all together.
Alright.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be so.
Congratulations, thank you for your 20 years of
Thank you.
service.
Very good. One more. Okay, thank
There
you.
you go. Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you,
yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, I won't get so much time with you this afternoon, apparently.
No, no, you're not.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Right on, right on. Congratulations. Thank you.
Hi, Alex.
Okay, we have some unfinished business. I'll accept the motion to remove the unfinished business from the table.
I move to remove the unfinished business from the table for consideration.
Second the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. First item on the unfinished business is final ranking and award recommendation for RFP 24-051, Ada County Grounds Maintenance for Coroner's Office and Trial Court Administration Building. Go ahead.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner. The evaluation team for RFP 24051 has completed the evaluations for this project and would like to submit an award recommendation letter for your consideration.
Okay, you read the letter?
I'd be happy to. Letter dated June 18th, 2024 to the Board of Ada County Commissioners from Ada County Procurement regarding RFP 24051, the Ada County Grounds Maintenance for Coroner's Office and Trial Court Administration Building 2024. And dear members of the board, the evaluation committee has evaluated the responses for RFP 24051. Final ranking of qualified candidates was determined by evaluation scoring. The final rankings in order of evaluation scoring are as follows. Proposal number one, ranked number one, is Sunshine Landscape, and they have a score of 75.53. Number two ranked was Allsite, and they had a score of 62.0. And number three was US Lawns of Boise, Salt Lake, and they had a score of 59.77. So it is the recommendation of the evaluation group to award the contract for RFP 24051 to Sunshine Landscape as the number one ranked proposer.
Okay.
Do we put an amount in there?
It's a kind of fee-based, but the budget, I think, is right around $37,000. Yeah, for both locations. So just the award of the contract to Sunshine Landscape.
Okay, all right. I'll accept the motion.
I move to accept the final ranking of the evaluation committee for RFP 24051, Ada County Grounds Maintenance for the Coroner's Office and the Trial Court Administration Building 2024 and award it to Sunshine Landscape.
Yes.
Okay, I'll second the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Go ahead.
All right, our second item for your consideration this morning under unfinished business is RFP 24033, the Ada County Sheriff's Office Jail RFID Inmate Tracking System. And the evaluation team for RFP 24033 has completed the evaluation of the proposals, but is still in the interview process. Therefore, we'd like to request to retable the final rankings and award recommendation to the July 18th, 2024 open business meeting for further consideration.
Okay. So you want to table it again till July?
July 18th, yes,
Okay,
Is it still in review?
it is.
all right. I'll accept the motion.
I move to table the final rankings and award recommendation for RFP 24033, Ada County Sheriff's Jail RFID Inmate Tracking System to July 18th, 2024. Correct, July 18th.
Okay, I'll second the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner, item number 3 under unfinished business is the award of bid 24039, ARPA Ada County Jail Benjamin Campus and Expo Idaho RTU replacements 2024. And the evaluation team has reviewed the bids received for bid 24039 and would like to submit this recommendation for award for your consideration.
Okay, let's read the letter.
Happy to. Letter dated June 18th, 2024 to the Board of Ada County Commissioners from Ada County Procurement regarding bid 24039. Dear members of the board, after reviewing the bids submitted, it is the recommendation of the evaluation group to award the contract for bid 24039 to AmeriCool Heating and Cooling LLC as the lowest responsive bidder for the total bid amount of $1,200,000.
Okay, I'll accept a motion.
AmeriCool, you said AmeriCool?
Yes, AmeriCool.
I move to award bid 24039 ARPA Ada County Jail Benjamin Campus and Expo Idaho RTU replacements 2024 to AmeriCool in the amount of $1,200,000.
Yes.
Okay, I'll second the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thanks, Commissioners.
Thank you. On the new business, you're still up.
I'm still on deck here. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, we have a couple items under new business, and they're both openings this morning. The first opening is RFP 24052, the Ada County Custodial Services for Benjamin, Touchmark, and Elder 2024. And we received 6 proposals for this project, and Robin has our bonfire e-procurement system all queued up there if you're ready for us to open. And Robin's opening those up. And today we're just looking for the name of the proposers for this project. Okay, Robin has our 6 proposers up there. The first proposer is American Cleaning Services. Proposer number 2 is Automated Maintenance Services Incorporated. Proposer number 3 is Decker Cleaning. Proposer number 4 is RCF Commercial Cleaning LLC. Proposer number 5 is Vanguard Cleaning Systems. And rounding out our proposers at number 6 is W. Harris GSC Incorporated. So those are our 6 proposers, and we'll need time to evaluate their proposals, and we would like to request that this be tabled for final ranking and award recommendation to the July 9th, 2024 open business meeting.
Thank you. I'll accept a motion.
I move to table final rankings and award recommendations for RFP 24052, Ada County Custodial Services for Benjamin Touchmark and Elder 2024, and award recommendations for RFP 24052 to July 9th business meeting, July 9th, 2024.
Okay, I'll second the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Yes. So, and our final opening this morning is the opening of RFQ 24055, Ada County Pre-Approved List for Civil Engineering Services. And we received 11 proposals for this project, so we had a good response. Our bonfire e-procurement system's all queued up if you're ready for us to open.
We're ready.
All righty. And similarly, like the RFP, we're just going to be looking for the names of the firms that submitted submittal qualification statements. And those firms are Alpha Omega Engineering, Brecken Land Design, Civil Survey Consultants, CMT Technical Services, Keller Associates Incorporated, Kimley Horn, KM Engineering LLP, KPFF Consulting Engineers, Nosland Engineering, NV5, and RivHab PLLC. So those are our 11 firms, and the evaluation team will need some time to review these proposals. So we'd like to,
11, yes.
yeah, they're going to have a lot of reading in front of them. So we'd like to request that this be tabled for the approval of the professional civil engineering firms to be added to the county's pre-approved list to the June 25th, 2024 open business meeting.
Okay. I'll accept the motion.
I move to table the approval of civil engineering firms to be added to the county's pre-approved lists through RFQ 24055 to June 25th business meeting, 2024.
Second motion, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Well, thank you.
All right, thanks, Commissioners.
Okay. Now we have some catering permits. Couple of new licenses and a license renewal. Any discussion? I'll accept, motion.
I move to approve the licenses identified on the agenda, including one catering permit, one new license, one license renewal, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Okay, I'll second the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Clerk's office.
Morning, Chairman Beck, Commissioner Daly, here on behalf of our distinguished clerk, Trent Triple. He's knee-deep in budget and other work. We're excited. We've got deliberations kicking off on Thursday, so we know we're getting closer and closer towards that approved budget that we're all working towards. I did want to give you a quick update in the elections world. I geek out on continuous improvement projects. And what we do is we conduct a debrief after every election. So certainly we had a debrief after the primary election. And what we do is we look ourselves in the mirror. What did we do well? What's the areas of opportunity? And we identified that we need to create what we call working boards, working groups, if you will. And this is the assembly of team members. They will temporarily take a look at something and try to make it better. The first one is ballot on demand. Certainly we want to grow that. We want to scale that for the bigger elections. But we need to be very strategic in how we do that, and we've got the right team working behind the curtains to do so. The next working board will focus on warehouse processes. We think we're pretty buttoned up in that warehouse. It's a tight space, a lot of equipment, but there's some things we think we can do a little bit better, so we're gonna peel that onion. I'm excited to sit on the third one, which is poll worker recruitment. We wanna really maximize the opportunity that we have when building out a quote-unquote bench of folks that we can call on an election. More importantly, stop using express temp services because they have the $6 to $7 per hour upcharge that we're paying. So we can save thousands and thousands of dollars not relying on them. So we're excited to kind of look at some opportunities with poll worker recruitment. Last but not least, led by Saul and management, they're taking a really close look at all of our standard operating procedures. Those things evolve over time. They want to make sure we're completely buttoned up. As we know, the next election is going to be a pretty tough one. So we're going to make sure we're firing on all cylinders. So that's kind of where we're at in the elections world.
Why will it be tough?
November will be a presidential chairman, and could come a little bit of additional pressure with that one.
So the more people who vote, the tougher it gets.
I think this one will be a little more publicized with media and nationally covered, and might be some pretty good debates on different sides of the fences.
Well, the new process you've implemented, that makes it a little easier, doesn't it, for people to access, see, look at the ballots if they want to.
Chairman, good question. Our ballot verifier is
Yeah.
giving all kinds of accolades. The 2 years spent on that project are paying their dividends. The naysayers were part of the focus group that helped us kind of get initial eyes on it, beta testing, and it's proven a lot of folk that our systems are very buttoned up.
Great. Great. Anything else?
Just a question, I appreciate these task force, what do you call them?
We were calling these working groups. There was
Are you gonna have one on the ballot
on the ballot verifier.
verifier?
Chairman, Commissioner, currently we don't have a working group assigned to that, but we've got Trent, Saul, and Danny Brown, who are really the ringleaders on that. They're still pushing forward on the next steps. We're working actually with IT, shout out to Steve's team with Joe Berg. We're kind of looking at how our elections website will be kind of redesigned and kind of how that ballot verifier will interact with the public. And we want to make sure that it's just a great experience. So it's not considered a working group, but we've got folks still working on pushing it forward, yes.
Because that's exciting to have that happen, and especially for the public to know exactly how it's going to work and not work.
Couldn't agree more. It's a great tool.
Ballot on demand. Are there any places in the country that are using ballot on demand?
Chairman, Commissioner, yes, ballot on demand is used in certain jurisdictions. Some jurisdictions jurisdictions, that's all they use. Some are the complete opposite. There is no ballot on demand. What we've identified is there's less error. It's easier to train our poll workers. The precinct or the polling locations, just eliminates errors. It knows what ballot that the individual checking in is to receive, prints it out specific for them, and it's very seamless. And so we've had a lot of success piloting it over the last couple of elections. We're to the point now we need to start scaling it, which we've been doing, but we want to scale it to where we can, at some point, perhaps be purely ballot on demand. We can also keep costs down with ballot on demand. We're not printing as many ballots that aren't being used. It's real time printing out what's needed on blank ballot stock. So we're not making ballots that ultimately don't get cast.
Right, and then the confusion if you have multiple ballots, who gets what ballot.
Mistakes do happen.
Thanks.
Thank
All
you.
right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Accepts the claims journal. I'll accept the motion.
The claim, I move to approve the claims journal. I don't have a motion for that one.
As listed on the agenda, June 14th.
Claims as listed on the claims journal dated June 14th, 2024 regarding as listed on the agenda.
Thank you. I'll second the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next up is personnel actions. I'll accept the motion of the personnel action.
I move to approve the personnel actions as listed on the agenda and that the summary sheet remain on file in the Commissioner's office.
Okay. I'll second the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have Assessor's Office. We have Brad here.
Morning.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Groovy.
Groovy. All right. It's gonna be a great day. So just give you a little update. We obviously sent out our assessment notices, 230,000. Phones are staying, I'd say quiet, but not all of our appraisers would agree with that. So, but pretty slow year so far. As of this morning, we have 115 appeals that are out there, but as we know in the final days, Monday is the deadline, June 24th. So in the final days, that will double and double again. So last year we were at 562. But I did do a little bit of research and kind of looking back at how we've done in past years. And typically we would have ended up, I think when you look at the number of appeals, that's one number that kind of affects our office. But what affects your office is the number of hearings. When I look back, going back in time, we used to run around 200 to 400 hearings, BOE hearings. And when I look back the last 3 years, we've averaged 83 per year, so only 83 hearings. So, which is a huge improvement as the parcel numbers are increasing. Our staff is able to accommodate property owners, work with them, educate them and stuff. So I've never really studied that much, but I thought that was really positive, for our staff and what they're doing and making sure that we give them the proper customer service. I was pretty happy to see that. Right now, we're probably kind of on schedule to be around 500 appeals, but depending on media and what, things can change pretty quick. But overall, really good for the appeals coming on.
And we appreciate that fact that you do that due diligence so that we don't have as many appeals. For two reasons. One, for our schedule, but also just accommodating people, taxpayers.
Sure. Yeah, especially after such a long budget season. So we'll try to make it as easy
So you're
as we can.
predicting maybe 80.
80. Based on the last 3 years, we'd be around 80 hearings. So, which is still,
That's all right. That's a lot, but we'll do it.
yeah. So
Okay.
we'll take it in comparison to past years. There's been some ugly years. We've had 3,000 appeals and 400 hearings. So, but we'll deal with it.
All good.
In regards to tax cancellations, we do have a few on the agenda, and these are mostly homestead exemptions. We have one that's exempt, and then a land heir that we had out there, but not too many of them in total.
Okay. Any questions on the exemptions or the tax cancellations, which are not really cancellations, but rather adjustments? That's what the code says. I'll accept a motion on the tax cancellations.
I move to approve the 9/2023 tax cancellations as listed on the agenda Authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Okay, I'll second the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. And we have the sub roll and the missed roll.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have our distinguished treasurer with us today.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning.
Commissioner Daly. Just an update on the property tax collection. So this is for the second half 2023 taxes that we collect on behalf of all of the taxing districts. Currently, we're at 85% of the collections that are due. Just a reminder that the due date is this Thursday, June 20th. We are closed tomorrow. But I do want everyone to know that we do have 3 drop boxes that are open tomorrow. So at the courthouse here, the security will direct people to our drop box, which is located in the east side of the courthouse in the parking lot. Also at Cloverdale facility, 182 North Cloverdale. Then we have a 3rd drop box on Pine at the Weed Pest and Mosquito facility there. Also, just a reminder that Idaho law does require us to charge a 2% late charge for payments that aren't received timely. So we're required by law to do that, so we'll be doing that on Thursday night.
So has the jogger been busy?
The jogger's been busy, and of course, we have more electronic payments too, so.
Well, the electronic payments, they're primarily mortgage companies, aren't they?
Correct, yes.
And they can always come in right up close to the deadline.
They do, yes.
All right, well, good. We'll appreciate your work. Appreciate your getting all the city's taxes collected and other taxes.
And school district.
School
Right.
districts, yeah. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
So 85%, is that about normal?
That's normal.
For this time and?
Yes, but yes, and Commissioner Daly, that is normal. And payments could trickle in even after the due date, but we check the timestamp for when, postmark for when it was submitted. And so those could continue to be timely. Yeah, we're right on track to continue in our 90 percentile of collections.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, we have some concession agreements and commercial agreements for the Western Idaho Fair. Is there any discussion or issues with any of the agreements? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion.
I move to approve the 17 commercial agreements. 1 concessionaire agreement for 2024 Western Idaho Fair is listed on the agenda, and authorize the chair to sign the document on behalf of the board.
Okay, thank you. I'll second the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, we have Barber Park Education and Event Center. We have 3 events. I'll accept a motion.
I move to approve the 3 Barber Park Education and Event Center agreements as listed on the agenda, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I'll second the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Well, we have, moving on, we have development services. We have a couple of projects to approve. We have project number 2017-02200, Shadow Valley Estates number 2. Richard, you want to tell us, give us a breakdown on those 2?
Sure, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Daly. Yeah, Shadow Valley Estates is a 2-lot residential subdivision. The staff has reviewed this one, found that the applicants complied with all the conditions of approval, that the plat complies with county and state code, and recommends that the board authorize the chair to sign and stamp the plat. And the same, while I'm giving that overview, the same is true with the Spurwing Acre subdivision, another residential subdivision with 15 residential lots and a common lot out by Spurwing Golf Course. And again, this one also has satisfied conditions and complies with codes and is ready for a signature and a stamp.
Okay, I'll accept the motion.
I move to approve the final plat for project 2017-02200S Shadow Valley Estates number 2 subdivision, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Take a motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, the next one, project, you've described it. I'll accept a motion on that, project 2022-01484S, Spurwing Acres.
I move to approve the final plat for project 2022-01484S, Spurwing Acres subdivision, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Okay, I'll second the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, we have 5 agreements. Any discussion or any issues on any of the agreements? None, I'll accept a motion.
I move to approve the five agreements listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the appropriate documents on behalf of the board.
I'll second the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we have weekly indigent items.
I move to accept the recommendations of the Indigent Services staff as listed on the summary of cases dated June 18th, 2024, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Okay, I'll second the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Unless there's any further business, once again, we had previously scheduled, which we just changed on a daily, the budget deliberations to begin at 1 o'clock this afternoon. That's been canceled. We will not be doing the budget deliberations this afternoon. And then Wednesday is Juneteenth. And so we won't do it that day either, but we will start the budget deliberations on Thursday at 9 o'clock. Okay, without further discussion, we're adjourned. Thank you. day of June, the Board of Commissioners is in session, acting as the Board of County Emergency Medical Services District. For the open business meeting, Commissioner Daly and myself are in attendance. Commissioner Davidson is absent. Are there any changes to the agenda, Mr. Clerk?
No, sir.
No changes to the agenda. We have here some unfinished business. I'll accept a motion on the unfinished business.
I move to remove the unfinished business from the table for consideration.
Okay, I'll second the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, we got a protest.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner. Yes, so we're taking up the matter of protest for RFP 24045, the Ada County Emergency Medical Services District Billing Services 2024. And at the June 11th, 2024 open business meeting, I brought before you a protest of the recommendation to award from Revicent. They're one of the proposers on this project. And just to recap, the evaluation team for RFP 2405 conducted an initial evaluation and interviews to get to a final score. Captivate Billing was the #1 ranked proposer out of that evaluation, and Revicent was #4. Revicent was not invited to participate in the interview phase. Only the top 2 proposers went on to that next evaluation phase due to the delta between the top and the rest of the proposers.
Okay.
So Revicent filed a protest in response to the recommendation to award to Captivate Billing based on a couple points. The first of which was transparency of the current rates that the interim billing service provider is charging. And also Revicent has the impression that the 5 billing employees were laid off prior to or during the RFP process. So Revicent contends that Ada County Procurement withheld the current fees being charged by Captivate Billing during the RFP process, and that doing so led to an unfair costing advantage to Captivate Billing. Well, Revicent actually had a better score on costing than Captivate Billing in their proposal. Where they didn't do so well was in the remainder of the scoring criteria, such as approach to the project and experience. With regards to cost, we usually don't tip our hand on what our current rates are because we want the proposers to propose a competitive rate. We don't want them to simply copy the rate of the current provider or and we want them to be competitive when they do propose those rates. They also could do a public records request at any time for that contract if they wanted to get those rates. Revicent was also under the impression that the 5 EMS medical billing technicians were laid off prior to or during the RFP process. And as such, they contend they would have provided a more competitive rate. First, this is an accurate assumption on their part. And the other part is, again, that they actually had a more competitive rate than Captivate Billing. So based on their protest, and you've had an opportunity to kind of review it and see what their contentions were, do you, based on what they've provided in their protest, does the board want to uphold the protest or does the board want to deny the protest?
Okay.
So basically, the questions were regarding employees, regarding rates, and then the scoring criteria, correct?
Yeah, so their 2 points of contention were that we withheld the rates of the current provider, and their other contention is that they would have provided a better rate had they known that they didn't need to provide for hiring 5 billing EMS billing folks, but they're still employed. So at the end of the day, they were still competitive with their rate, and I don't know that they have much merit in their protest from a procurement standpoint.
Mr. Chairman, I think the issues have been addressed that they brought forward satisfactorily, so I would be willing to make a motion.
All right, I'll accept the motion.
I move to reject the protest submitted by Revicent relating to RFP 24045.
Second motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you.
All right, thanks, Commissioners.
Moving on to the claims journal. I'll accept a motion on the claims journal.
Mr.
Oh, you have
Chairman,
others?
Yeah, we have
Oh,
one
yeah,
more
no.
item.
Oh,
Now that we
excuse
got the
Oh, I'm sorry.
protest out of the way,
Right.
can move on to our second
Sure,
item,
okay.
which is the final ranking and award recommendation for RFP 24045, the Ada County Emergency Medical Services District Billing Services 2024. And with the protest dealt with, the evaluation team has completed the evaluation and interviews for this project and would like to submit an award recommendation letter for your consideration.
Okay, if you could read the letter.
Be happy to. It's a letter dated June 18th, 2024 to the Board of Ada County Commissioners from Ada County Procurement regarding RFP 24045. Dear members of the board, the Evaluation Committee has evaluated the responses for RFP 24045. A final ranking of qualified candidates was determined by evaluation scoring. The final rankings in order of evaluation scoring are as follows. Number 1, Captivate Billing with a score of 135.92. Number 2 was Systems Design West LLC, and they had a score of 128.61. Just a reminder on the rest of these proposers and scores that these weren't invited to the interview, so their scores are going to be substantially lower. So number 3 is EMS Management and Consultants Incorporated with a score of 81. Number 4 is Revicent with a score of 77.74. Number 5 is Wakefield and Associates LLC with a score of 74.11. Number 6 is One Billing Solutions with a score of 55.75. Number 7 is Zybermed Cooperation with a score of 42.17. And the following proposers were non-responsive. GBBS Healthcare Solutions Incorporated, Golden Hour, Change Healthcare, and ADS Healthcare Solutions were all non-responsive. It is the recommendation of the evaluation group to award this contract for RFP 24045 to Captivate Billing as the number 1 ranked proposer.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion.
I move to accept the recommendations of the Evaluation Committee and award RFP 24045, Ada County Emergency Medical Services District Billing 2024 to Captivate Billing.
Okay, I'll second the motion. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
All
Bob.
right. Thanks, Commissioners. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Okay, moving on, we'll do the claims journal. I'll accept the motion on the claims journal.
I move to authorize payment of the claims as listed on the Claims Journal dated June 14th, 2024 regarding EMS expenditures.
Yeah, it says June 14th, probably better. Okay. Okay, I'll second the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have a personnel action.
I move to approve one personnel action as listed on the agenda and that the summary sheet remain on file in the Commissioner's office.
Okay. I'll second the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, now we have an EMS update. We
Mr.
have
Chair,
Deputy Chief
Mr.
here.
Daly, how are you guys today?
All righty.
So the only real update that I can think of is going into the summer, we're always concerned about having full staffing. One of the exciting things is that we maintain a reserve program, kind of like a bench in a sports event, to pull people up when we have those vacancies. So starting next week, we're gonna fill 4 of our vacancies with reserves that have been with us since last November. So they've had 6 months of experience as volunteers, and they've proven themselves worthy or qualified for a full-time position. So starting next week on Sunday, we'll bring in 4 more people on board to the department. So they've donated a lot of hours and earned this opportunity. So,
Good.
Well, that's good.
yeah,
Good.
Exciting to have people interested and qualified.
absolutely, absolutely, we're blessed.
It's always good to have a full EMS.
Yes, for certain, for certain.
Yes. All right, anything else?
No, that's all I have.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any other business needs to be brought before the EMS board? Hearing none? We'll be adjourned.